Hey, welcome back to the channel. I'm JRTography, and for those of you that are new here, I'm a landscape and travel photographer from Vancouver, BC. Today's video is going to be a bit different from my usual ones, as this is more of a year-end reflection. I was looking back over my trips this year and realized that I haven't really gotten to showcase a lot of my photos. And I've always wanted to make a video like this where I get to show my photos and kind of explain the backstory behind them. So I figured end of the year was kind of a perfect opportunity. And right now I'm actually hiking with my dog. And I figured this is more like just like talking to the camera and like showing off the photos. I've actually wanted to make a video like this for a while now. And I figured like end of the year would be the best time to do it. So what I noticed this year was the photos I liked the most weren't the most technically perfect, but they're the ones that kind of had the best story behind them. Where if I showed someone a photo, they were like, wow, how did you take that? Or where was this? So without further ado, here are my favorite photos of 2025. So the first photo I want to talk about is this one. This was taken in Skogafoss, Iceland. And the reason why this is the first photo is because the background behind it kind of sets up for the rest of the photos from Iceland. But what I love about this photo overall is the mood of it. The person in the photo is my friend Vince, and I had him there to give kind of a scale to the whole entire thing. Because Skogafoss itself, when you get up close to it, it's massive. Just the sheer size of it was overwhelming. I debated whether adding the just like landscape photo of it or having this one where somebody in frame. And I think having somebody in it really gave an idea of the scale of how big it was. I also wanted the subject off to the side, not in the center, because I didn't want them to be the main focus of it. The main focus is the waterfall, and I just have the person there for scale. On top of this, the photo is very moody overall. You have the dark, moody tones. That's because this was shot in blue hour, and I've softened up the background a bit, as well as having a slow shutter speed to kind of give that soft look to the waterfall, but also portray that kind of movement for it. Background for this photo is me and Vince here. He's a photographer from Winnipeg that I met, and we decided to go on a photo trip. And Iceland, of course, was on our bucket list. Okay, this photo was taken on technically our first full day. First day we just arrived, rested up. Second day we drove out there and we got soaked. We were at Thailand before then. We got wet and we were on our way to Vic to stay over for the night. But we realized that Skogafoss was on the way. It's such a landmark spot. We thought like, okay, why not? Let's just go. The sun was already set. We're just like, we'll just check it out, scout it out a bit, and then we'll be ready for tomorrow. I'm so glad we did that, because when we arrived, nobody was there. Like the sun already set, it was blue hour, it was dark, it was moody, but it was beautiful. Just having that spot all to ourselves really just solidified how beautiful it was. And it really was such an amazing experience to have all to ourselves. Okay. Nova, come here. Okay, so the second photo I want to talk about is Mjolgafjör Canyon. This wasn't even on my original list of places to visit, but I watched a video from JRTography on the plane over to Iceland, and I immediately knew we had to go here as soon as I saw it. What I love most about this image is how clean and balanced it feels. The canyon down the center with the waterfall drawing your eyes and the peak in the background at the top help perfectly line everything up in this image. I actually waited quite a while for the shot. There was a lot of fog and cloud cover, and I just wanted enough for the peak to show itself through. Thankfully, there was a short period where the fog cleared and I got the shot. I also have another version of this photo with me standing off to the side in an orange sweater, which for itself, I really like, but I chose this version to show that because I just love pure landscape. And in contrast to the first photo I showed you, you can tell the huge scale of this canyon just from looking at it. So this next photo wasn't really a planned photo. It was a random sunset that we happened to get coming back from Yellowfield Canyon. Ow, that hurts. We were just driving back from Yellowfield Canyon trying to make it back before the stores closed when we noticed that we were getting a sunset. The fog was rolling off the cliffs. The color was vibrant in the sky. It was one of those moments and knew we had to stop to capture this. We picked around a spot by the road and pulled over and just pointed at a camera at whatever looked most interesting and trying to capture the light before it went away. From what I can remember, I did this shot in a slow shutter speed to get that softness of the fog. For the editing here, I brought it up just a little bit to show more of like the mountainside. We may have missed out our dinner for this photo, but it was definitely worth it. I might try to do some of this on handheld because there's a lot of people on this trail. Everyone's saying hi, it's nice, but it's been hard to get a shot. Number 4 that I want to show is actually another photo from another photographer I randomly met in Iceland. And funny enough, it's another photographer from Vancouver, Paresh. So the story behind this photo is we met Paresh at Savernafoss the day before, and he was already soaking wet from the waterfalls. We exchanged Instagram, very friendly, and we said like, oh hey, we're gonna go to Skogafoss the next day if you want to come join us. And he's like, yeah, I'll meet you guys there. And he was there, he was the first one there in the morning, getting all the beautiful shots, and he joined us later on for Cavernafoss. And so this is where that photo was taken. And I just love this photo overall, not just because I'm the subject of it, but this like also encapsulated that experience. It was soaking wet. As soon as you got behind the waterfall, you were already drenched, but it was just beautiful back there. It was cold, it was wet, it was windy. You can see like kind of like the rushing water behind me from the waterfall. And I also love that I popped out there with my orange sweater and yellow backpack, of course. It just gave a good contrast to the photo, and it really was one of those like action shots that I'm so happy that I got to walk away with. On top of that too, then an awesome photographer, so shout out to Paresh for taking that shot. So I knew I wanted to switch things up a bit and include a portrait for this series. So number 5 is going to be this photo that I took in Chiang Mai, Thailand. So this photo is of a model I met in Chiang Mai, Lynn. As soon as I met her, I knew this would be one of my favorite photo shoots. Lynn was overall very cute, but she also knew her best poses and made that shoot really easy. We shot in the art district early in the morning as the light transitioned from soft to a bit harsher later on. What I love most about this photo though is how natural it feels. Her expression, the moment, it all feels candid, like she just turned her back to look at someone. It's simple, clean, and happy, and I think it really reflects her personality. Okay, so this photo is different from my other photos, as I think this is one of my more technically perfect photos. And this shot was taken at a Sony event where we had about 15 minutes to shoot the model, and was shot with an 85mm Sony G Master. And everything about the shoot was perfect. The lighting, the set design, the model, everything was perfect for this Hollywood look. And Madison herself was just perfect for the shots. It really reminded me why I love portrait photography, but also did remind me that how much work goes into portrait photography and how much work goes into making a studio look just perfect. So now this next photo I'm going to show you, I chose it just because it's one of the most beautiful sunsets. One of the most beautiful sunsets that I shot. This was taken in Tuscany, Italy. And when going through my photos and trying to pick what I want to add to this list, I saw this and like, I was trying to remember where was this taken. And I actually had to go into files to figure out that it was taken on the Tuscan countryside. The story behind this photo is I was just coming back from dinner and driving, and on our way back, there was just like the most brilliant flash of orange coming from the side of the road. And I thought, like, okay, we got to find a spot to shoot here. So thankfully there was a little lookout that I found. And this is also one of the very few aerial shots that I have because I don't normally use a drone, but this is actually one of the best opportunities I had to use it. Flew it up, and the sunset itself was just stunning. Like, I don't think I would have been able to get a shot like this from the ground. The color, the overall size of the sunset just was magnificent. And I'm just really glad that I had my camera with me on hand and was able to stop by somewhere to get this kind of shot. And looking at this photo, as you can see, that the brilliant orange glow is the best part of this photo here. Also having the foreground darker to really just highlight the sunset is what makes this photo. Good boy. So this next photo is really special to me because I knew I wanted a photo that captured the experience I had in Thailand. And this photo was taken from the Chiang Mai Elephant Sanctuary that really, put my whole experience that I've had in Thailand together. Good boy. So this portrait was taken at an elephant sanctuary in northern Chiang Mai. I was incredibly close to the elephant, shooting in natural light. This elephant in particular was facing me head on and stared at me directly in the eye. What I love most about this image is how calm and peaceful it feels. You can see the texture, the age, and the motion on the elephant itself. It was a different experience from photographing people, and I knew it was why I wanted to add it into my portfolio. Come here, boy. So coming back to Iceland, this shot was also taken in Skogafoss, but during the sunrise. This shot was taken the third day that we were in Iceland, and it was of this beautiful couple we met just randomly during sunrise at Skogafoss, where there was nobody there but them. And I'm glad we really got the shot as opposed to the other one that we did the day before where it was really moody and dark. The neutral colors really popped out in the bright sunlight as opposed to the moody look that I had yesterday. Overall, the photos looked amazing. I'm so happy to get a photo in this iconic location with a wedding couple. Come here, Nova. So these next two photos I want to talk about before going on to my final 10th photo. And that's because I really want to include these, but they were my favorite photos from 2025 in a specific way. So the first photo that I want to talk about is this portrait. This portrait was taken when I was at a wedding, and I just happened to be carrying my Fuji X106. I wanted to try it out before going off to Iceland, and everything was set up pretty perfectly for this. Vivian was in this beautiful dress here, and we saw this little spot where the light just hit it just right, and I asked her to stand there and took the shot, and the colors out of this camera just amaze me. I actually have it right here. So I was never really one to care about color science, but I shot this in JPEG because I didn't really want to have to go through the editing for random snapshots. And once again, the colors were amazing coming out of this camera. You can see from this photo here, the subtle purple in the shadows, and then the soft highlights in the warm sun, and then her green dress. everything just looked beautiful in this shot. Second bonus photo I want to talk about is this panorama. So this shot wasn't actually taken by me, but was taken by Vince on our trip in Iceland using my drone. And it was edited by me and stitched together. So we share credits on these photos. But overall, definitely check out Vince's stuff. He's an amazing photographer. The photo came from one of those completely unplanned stops. We were driving back from Vesterhorn after yet another day of terrible weather. And most days by early afternoon, it was already too dark or too wet to keep shooting. But during our drive back, we saw it. Just this big, beautiful, massive rainbow stretching across the landscape. And just like all the other shots, like, okay, we have to find somewhere to stop on the road. We kept looking for a good spot to stop over and finally found one with this mountain in the background. At first, there's just two of us grabbing some quick photos, but as the other cars started stopping too, realizing this was the spot, the sun started shining. And funnily enough, Paresh, the other photographer we met from Vancouver, saw that spot and stopped by too, and all of a sudden saw us. So it was a little unplanned shoot that we all had together. What I love most about this image is the contrast. Oh, come on, boy. What I love most about this image is the contrast. On the left, you'll see the dark, stormy clouds and heavy shadows, and on the right, the light breaking through, partially illuminating the mountains. And right in the middle is this huge, perfect rainbow. I don't usually shoot panoramas, and I actually prefer getting everything in one frame. It's just my personal preference, but the experience definitely made me rethink that. Sometimes the scene's just too big to not stitch together. I also went slightly rougher and sharper on the edit here to reflect the weather, the mood, and to actually bring out more of the mountain details. Okay, and now the last shot I want to talk about is this one right here, Kirkafell. So Kirkafell was actually the perfect way to end my Iceland trip. The sun, for this photo, the sun was bright, it was beautiful, the colors were just popping with the green and the blue and the water. And the overall waterfall just looked gorgeous. It was soft from the slow shutter speed, and the spiraling mountain was just beautiful. So for some background for this photo, we actually got up early to try and capture Kirkafell at sunrise, but just like the rest of the trip, it was terrible weather. It was raining so bad, the wind was terrible, and it was really cold that day for some reason. And we actually hung out for about over an hour to try and see if the weather would change, but it just didn't at all. And we kind of had to decide whether or not to stick around or try to come back later. And I'm glad that we decided to stick around a little bit because we saw a little bit of break in the weather and decided to, like, you know what, forget it. We're just going to take a chance to see if we can get a good shot here. And if we don't, then it is what it is. And thankfully, when we arrived at the spot for 30 minutes, the weather turned beautiful. Sun was out, clouds broke, and we were able to get these beautiful shots of the waterfall and the mountain. So this photo here just is a good reminder that you just got to be able to stick with a bit of perseverance, and eventually you'll get rewarded. But yeah, overall, I'm really happy with this shot. It was just a beautiful moment and a great way to end the trip. So that's it. Those are my favorite shots from 2025. I hope you enjoyed them, and I hope you like getting some of the background from each shot. I really wanted to share these photos with a lot of people, and I figured this was the best way to do it. But if you haven't yet, hit like and subscribe. Really appreciate it. And yeah, hopefully there'll be a lot more along the way.